So good evening, everybody. It's 6 o'clock. Wow. So we're on time and this is actually happening. This is so cool. So good evening, Elizabeth, Monica, Grace, Christine, Marcia, Perina, Lori, Katie, Vanessa. Welcome, everybody. I am so happy to have you all here. Grace says she's under the weather, but still excited about this. I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. So can you just say something in the chat right on the right-hand part of your screen? Just say, yes, I can hear you. Somebody hearing you. Okay, we're good to go. So official good evening to my now soon to be Shakti activated tribe. I am absolutely so honored to be here tonight and to kick off our program with this webinar. I want to welcome all of you, and I want to welcome all of you who may be watching the replay of this webinar. So welcome wherever in the world you are. We are 90 strong on this program. Isn't that incredible? 90 strong. So great. Yes, everybody says they can hear me. Vanessa, Katie, Dylan. Oh, this is so exciting. I feel like everybody is in my home. This is wonderful. I wish I didn't have to take these glasses on and off. So let me do my little spiel and then I will get to you guys with my goggles on so I can read some questions. So for those of you that don't know me, for those of you that randomly came upon this program, whether on Facebook or somebody told you about it and it just felt right to you and you said yes, but you don't know this woman from Adam, I just wanted to give you a little background. So my name is Sharon Fiani. I am speaking to you live from Montego Bay, Jamaica. I am fully born and grown in Jamaica, as we say, born and grow. I am a master yoga instructor and I've been a yoga teacher here in Jamaica since 1995. I also lead live yoga and detox programs. I've created a special type of yoga called the Live Fit Yoga, which I'll explain more about in tonight's webinar. And I'm also a recent author of the Sharon Fiani Live Fit Kitchen Cookbook, which I'm super proud of, which came out to the world in December and is now on Amazon. And what I'm most excited, well, the cookbook, yes, of course, but what I'm most excited is this new Shakti activation online program that I created so that I would be able to serve so many more people in the world with this valuable information, so that there are so many more people in the world allowing their Shakti, their inner light, to get activated and to shine in the world. So I'm going to go deeper into what that means. But just to give you a little background, why Shakti activation? Shakti has always been a very special word to me. It was the name of my yoga and fitness center that I owned in Kingston, Jamaica for 14 years. And Shakti means the creative life force that is in me and is in you and is in the trees and is in the stars and is in the grass and in the fruits that we eat, and it is in everything. We all have Shakti, but sometimes we allow our essence, our Shakti, our light to diminish, to kind of be toned down. It can be caused by stress. It can be caused by illness. It can be caused by toxic overload. It can be caused by fear. There's so many things that kind of bring us to the point where we're dimming down our Shakti. We are not letting our Shakti light shine bright. And my intention with this program is that I want to be able to reach as many people as I can with a magic formula of yoga meditation, a gentle detox that involves very healthy eating, and radical self-care. It is okay, many people do detox programs, but they don't add this element of yoga and meditation, which allows you to come in and not just purify your body, which is what you do in a detox, but to purify and cleanse your mind and your heart. You see, 90% of the time, what's happening in our outer world and our bodies is a reflection of what's happening up here in our minds. So I know that not everybody in the world has time to fly to Jamaica and do a live retreat with me, even though I hope you do one day. I just finished an amazing one at Jake's Hotel in Treasure Beach, Jamaica, which I call my little home away from home. It's my favorite part of Jamaica. And I just did a 5-day Shakti activation live retreat there. And hopefully one day you'll join me. But right now, you are here because something spoke to you. You wanted a change. You are feeling perhaps a little bit out of balance. Maybe you watched my webinar where I spoke about the 12 signs that you may be in toxic overload. Maybe you came upon this because you know me from when I owned my yoga studio and you just want to feel that feeling again of being Shaktified. I don't know why you're here. I just know that there are 90 people across the globe and that you're looking for something to bring your whole mind, body, soul, life back into union and into balance. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart that if you follow this program in integrity, you will get there. You will come right back home to who you truly are, where you can see clearly and decide what it is in your life you want to incorporate and what it is in your life you want to let go of. So before we dive deep into this program, I want to start with a brief meditation. So where are they? I always use oils, essential oils for my yoga or my meditation practice. In fact, it's on your shopping list in your detox manuals. If you've never used oils before, then maybe it's a great time to try. And I guess I use oils because in 1995, which seems like a long time ago, when I became a certified yoga teacher, I also became an aromatherapist, a certified aromatherapist. And so that year, everything was oils and yoga together. So every yoga class that I start, every meditation, always involves oils. It's just a beautiful way to segue, to come out of your mind and into your body by breathing in the oils. So if you by chance have some essential oils anywhere around you, wherever you are, grab them, put some in the palm of your hands. And if you don't have essential oils, don't worry. Find a comfortable seat. I'm actually, believe it or not, sitting cross-legged on my chair here in my office. You can put your feet flat on the ground. You could even lie down if you want. We're just going to do 3 minutes. If you have essential oils, I invite you to rub your hands together. And if you don't, rub your hands together anyway. Your hands are directly connected to your brain. And the action of rubbing your hands signals your brain to say, allow my mind and body to connect. Allow my mind and body to connect. So whether you have oils or not, rub your hands together a little bit more vigorously so you feel that heat. And then place the right hand on your heart, and the left hand on top of your right hand. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes. And let us tonight take 5 slow, deep breaths together. If you know the Ujjayi breath or the ocean breath, you can do that. Otherwise, simply breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, drawing the breath along the back of the throat. Let's begin. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale, empty. Inhale deeply. Exhale, empty. 3 more. Slow, deep breath into your body. Feel your belly rise. Your chest expands. Slow, deep breath out as you feel your chest contract and your belly button move towards your spine. 1 more time. Deep breath in. Deeper breath out. And with your eyes still closed and your spine tall and your hands on your heart, take a moment right now before we begin tonight's webinar officially to be in the deepest gratitude for every single thing in your life, every single thing that led you up to this moment right now. This very moment, joining this webinar, joining this program on this beautiful day, in the body that you have, in the life that you have. Just allow gratitude for every single twist and turn of your life that has led you up to making the decision to be here right now. Allow that gratitude to well up in your heart like a spring. And allow it to flood every cell in your being. So that as you sit and breathe with your hands in your heart, you're just feeling gratitude. Gratitude is such a powerful and rich emotion. Breathe it into your heart, breathe it into your cells. One more big breath in. Exhale it out. And on your inhale, please open your eyes, bring your hands together in prayer. Drop your chin to your chest, your head to your heart. Namaste. So you may be accustomed to yoga. Some of you may never have tried yoga before. I'm sure you've heard the word namaste. I'll tell you what namaste means to me. Namaste means, in Sanskrit, it means the light in me bows to the light in you. But I take it a little bit further and I say at the end of my classes, namaste. And what that means is the light in me bows to the light in you, and that my light is exactly the same as yours. And it is my responsibility to keep my light shining bright so that I can remind you to shine yours too. You will hear that in the 7 days of yoga that we'll do together on Shakti activation. All right, so I'm going to pause, check in on some of the comments and questions, and then I will continue. Okay. Marcia said, I can see but cannot hear. What do I need to do? Marcia, go to get audio on the left-hand side of your screen. You're in. Hi, Jackie in St. Elizabeth. Woo! Jackie, you did it. Anne Marie, Tina, you're so ready. I'm so happy. Yes, I'm so glad that everybody's here. Somebody has already posted a question. Okay, Elizabeth, where can I get hemp seeds? I'll address all of those questions when we get to the food part of the webinar. Okay, so here's what to expect. I'm going to talk about why I created Shakti Activation. I'm going to explain to you how it works, the 3 phases and the 5 pillars. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the detox part of the program because I know everybody needs to get prepared for that. And then I'll check in again with questions, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so why did I create Shakti Activation? Like I said earlier, I knew that not everybody could take time off work to come on a beautiful retreat with me. I knew that people couldn't possibly, there are lots of people out there who can't afford to take a vacation right now, or maybe you have young kids at home or lots of responsibility. Maybe you feel like you don't even deserve a vacation or a yoga retreat or somewhere where you can go and just renew yourself. There are so many reasons why people can't take time off or don't or won't take the time off. So I felt it was important to offer a product that people could do from the privacy of home without breaking the bank to do it. But then I realized as I was doing and creating the program, that the beauty of this program is that you get to put into practice your yoga, your meditation, your healthy eating while you are going about your regular life, while you're doing whatever it is that you do in the world. As some of you may be the CEO of your company, some of you may be stay-at-home moms, some of you may be in college, some of you may be retired. I don't know where you're coming from in the world or what space, but I wanted you to be able to learn these tools that I'm going to teach you: yoga, meditation, healthy eating, self-care, rest, in your daily life, so that you learn these practices for life. You see, it's wonderful to go on a yoga retreat where, you know, all your food is prepared for you and everything is wonderful and you have yoga and everything is taken care of and set up. And then you go back home and you're like, now what? You know, I don't know how to make this food. I don't know how to practice yoga on my own. You know, I can't stay centered, and then you get right back into your regular routine, and all of that money that you spend on your live retreats kind of goes out the window. I created this program because I want you to have these tools in your toolbox for life. Not only that, every time you join Shakti Activation, you get to join every program that I do, every Shakti Activation from here on out, for free. So there are a bunch of people who did my last January program who are jumping right back on because they see the value and they love those 7 days so much and what it brought into their lives, that they just want to reconnect again to the yoga, to the healthy eating. And doing a detox and this kind of thing every quarter, every 3 months, is actually a really, really good idea. So welcome back, all my past Shakti activators. I'm so happy to have you. So that is why I did Shakti Activation, because I truly, if anybody out there knows me, it has been my mission and my mantra for the last 30 years of my life to help every single person that I meet live fit, live life, and live love. What does that mean? Live fit, first of all, doesn't for me mean that you're fit enough to run the Jake's Marathon. Living fit for me first means being spiritually fit, because I think at this time on earth, at this time in the universe, it is imperative that we are all spiritually fit. And I'm not talking about religiously fit. Religion is wonderful. I am talking about being so strong inside of who we are and why we're here on earth, that nothing rocks our boat. I'm not saying that nothing will ever rock your boat. Life is just waves rising and falling. Sometimes we're right up here on the top of the crest of the wave, and sometimes we're brought to our knees, right? But we have the inner tools and the inner strength to bring us back to that place where we are grounded and strong and we know exactly what to do. Because things do come up. People in our lives get sick. We lose people. We have crises. We have health issues. Things come up. This is life. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And I want you to remember the spiritual side, that part of you that never changes. So this program is a lot more than just a cleanse or a detox, as you will get to see. Okay, so that is why I created this program, and I am so absolutely overjoyed at how many people have signed up, because there is a need for all of us to be spiritually fit. So of course, the physically fit aspect comes into that as well. Why? Because if we're not in optimal fitness and health, and I don't mean we have to be triathletes, okay? I'm just saying a basic level of fitness where we have enough energy to go out in the world and do whatever it is that God gave you a reason to be on earth, whatever it is. You need to have energy, and you won't have energy if you are not nutritionally and physically fit, okay? Why do I want you spiritually, nutritionally, and physically fit? Because I want you to live your life. You were put on earth for a unique reason. You know this. All right, but somewhere along the way, you're feeling a disconnect, or you don't have enough energy to do what you want to do or to fulfill your dreams. So this gives you the energy and the vitality and the edge to be able to go out into the world and do whatever you do in the world, but better and brighter. Does that make sense? And then living fit translates into living life. And when you're living fit and living life and doing your purpose well and with joy, you start living in a place of love. Okay, self-love. You begin to drop the guard and realize, you know what? I'm amazing. I love myself. Most of the reason why we're all here is that we don't love ourselves. And we're here this week to say, I love you. And I love you enough that I'm going to take care of you so that I can be the best version of me for you. Yeah? Once you start loving yourself unconditionally, you find that it translates into unconditional love for every being, even the ones that push your buttons the most. You know, the famous author Jim Rohn has a beautiful saying, and I just love it. I hope I can remember it. It said, we used to say, I will take care of you if you take care of me. Now we say, I will take care of me if you promise to take care of you. The greatest gift that you can give any other person in your life is for you to take care of yourself, for you to be in a place of happiness and at peace with your life. So if you're looking in the mirror and not happy, not just physically, but the way that you feel in your heart, you are in the right place at the right time. And I thank you for your intelligence and your intuition to know this. So that is why we're here on this program, Shakti Activation. Does anybody have a comment? Let's see. Are there any comments? Okay, Marcia, she needed a headset. Monique, let's do it. Monique, I don't know if I could have done it without you, darling. If anybody has any comments, let me know. Otherwise, I will continue. So here's how Shakti Activation works. There are 3 phases and there are 5 pillars to the program. So the 3 phases is a 3-day pre-Shakti Activation program with 7 core days of Shakti Activation, which is April 1 to 7, and then 3 post-Shakti Activation days, which is the 8th, 9th, and 10th of April. So this weekend on Friday is the beginning of your pre-Shakti Activation program. What does that mean? That means I just don't throw you into a detox on Monday morning with no preparation. That just can't happen. Especially because you're taking charge of your health and your meals. You have to prepare not only what you're going to be eating, but you're going to start cutting back on what I call the bad boys, which I'll explain more about. If you just jump into a detox, if you're drinking 3 glasses of wine a night and you just jump into a detox on Monday with no wine, you're going to be feeling that kind of withdrawal, and I don't want you there. I want you to start weaning yourself off the bad boys: sugar, alcohol, wheat, dairy, caffeine. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this, much more about this in a moment. So in this pre-detox phase this weekend, you're going to be shopping. You have a beautiful shopping list here in your manual. You are going to be meal prepping. You're going to be setting up a sacred space in your home. You are going to be taking out your calendar or day planner or whatever it is that you use to plan your life. That's me. I'm old school. And you're going to be setting up your week for success. So that's what the pre-detox phase, pre-Shakti activation phase of the program is this weekend. Then we run Monday to the following Sunday, 7 days of the actual Shakti activation program, where you get your yoga and meditation videos that you do daily. You begin the detox, which means I'll talk more about the food in a minute, but you're going to be doing your detox. And you're going to be practicing self-care, and we're going to be sort of supporting each other and motivating each other in that in that private Facebook group that I hope everyone has joined in already. Then we move out of the program Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 8th, 9th, and 10th of April, into what I call the post-Shakti activation phase, which is very important. When you come off these toxic triggers, coffee, alcohol, wheat, sugar, dairy, you don't want to just wake up Monday morning and have a egg and cheese omelet with toast and butter and coffee with condensed milk and wash it down with a mimosa, okay? You will die. You will throw up. You will feel so bad. And you will have wasted all the hard effort that you did on this program, okay? What I want you to do post-detox, and I'm going to do a whole live show about this on Facebook closer to the end of the program, is you want to add back one bad boy at a time and see if there's something in your diet that may be a toxic trigger for you, and that you can then decide, okay, well, maybe I'm not ready to cut bread out of my life completely, but I'm willing to cut it back a lot. And I'm willing to find substitutes for bread, etc. Coffee, alcohol, you name it. You will understand by how your body reacts when you add back one of the bad boys at a time. Many people, I would love you to know, decide to continue the program for longer than a week, and they just keep repeating the yoga practices and they eating clean and staying on the program. I always say it takes 3 days to let go, 7 days to renew, and 21 days to a whole new you. So 3 days of a detox are usually the hardest. That's when your body's throwing off toxins. They're kind of, how do I say, they're kind of breaking up they're embedded so deep into your organs that they're kind of now starting to loosen up and come out, because they're not, your body's resting and getting back into a state of balance. By the end of 7 days, you feel renewed. But if you're really toxic, or you just want to get a complete changeover of your cells in your being, 3 weeks or 21 days is a key amount of days to go. But let's not think about that right now. Let's just think about 7 days, okay? So that is the 3 phases of your program. And here are the 5 pillars. They're all in your manual, but you may also want to take notes so it kind of gets cemented in your head. So the 5 pillars of my detox program are eliminate, incorporate, accelerate, motivate, and reinstate. What does that mean? Let's start with eliminate. So we are going to eliminate from our diet starting on Monday, but beginning the process this Friday. We're going to eliminate, listen up carefully, sugar in all its forms, and I want to talk a little bit more about that in a bit. Alcohol, and yes, wine is alcohol. Dairy, and yes, I'm talking about yogurt, I'm talking about milk, I'm talking about cheese. Wheat, now that's a really tricky one. Wheat and gluten, because a lot of people don't understand that there's wheat in so many things. There's wheat in chips, there's wheat in pasta, of course, there's gluten too, hidden in so many things like soy sauce and so many things. And many of us have gluten intolerance. That is something I discovered many years ago when I put myself on my first detox. So we're going to be eliminating sugar, alcohol, wheat, dairy. Now let's talk about caffeine. Hello, I know I have some people up there who have been like, I don't know if I can give up coffee. Okay, here's my take on how we're going to deal with the coffee, because I am a coffee addict. I get you, my darlings, who are like, I can't give up coffee. And guess what? I don't want you on Monday morning to give up coffee cold turkey. Absolutely not. Coffee withdrawal is one of the hardest things. It's like coming off of crack cocaine if you drink coffee a lot. I am now I can proudly say that I drink 1 cup of coffee a day, but when I first got into this, I was up to 5 cups of coffee a day because I was so fatigued, chronic fatigue. I just never stopped. I just kept going and just kept going on coffee. That's not what I want for you. So those of you that do drink coffee and are scared to come off, I allow you 1 cup of coffee a day. That means most of what's bad in coffee is what you put into it. You cannot put any dairy, no milk, or that awful crema, which is the worst thing you can ever have anyway. No sugar, no nothing. You can add some almond milk. So I drink my coffee with my homemade almond milk, which I'm going to teach you how to do. And then if you're like me, always on my 7-day programs, I try to use the first 3 days to wean myself off. So by the time I get to the weekend, I am completely off coffee. And my body just says, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's like the first thing I get back to when I'm done, because it's just my one vice, and I love my 1 cup of coffee in the morning. So if you don't want to come off it at all, I am okay with you doing 1 cup, but you have to promise me and yourself that 1 cup of coffee a day. We are trying to give our organs of detox as much of a rest as we can over these 7 days. What are the organs of detox? Your liver is a head honcho. Your liver has 6 helpers: the kidney, the kidneys, the colon, the lymphatic system, the sinuses, the lungs, and the skin. We want to give those organs a chance to rest and to be able to restore themselves so that they can do the work of generally moving toxins out of your body in a natural way. All right. So we're going to eliminate the bad boys. We are also going to eliminate any acidic producing foods and any processed foods. So what are acidic producing foods? This is going to sound really crazy, but tomatoes, strawberries, all citrus except for lemons and limes, and any nightshades. What are nightshades? Nightshades are eggplant, tomatoes, bell peppers, and potatoes. Not sweet potato, but regular white potatoes. Why are we doing that? Because those foods can cause inflammation in people. Many people get inflamed without even understanding. Eggplant, tomatoes, bell peppers, and white potatoes. All right, we're going to eliminate processed food. So nothing comes out of a bag, a can, or a box, right? No cereal out of a box this week. No milk out of a box this week. Nothing out of a can, even when we're making our hummus at home. No hummus, no chickpeas in the can. No, we're going to do everything fresh and unprocessed, okay? There's a reason for this. The world that we're living in right now is toxic. You may be feeling some of the 12 signs of toxic overload. You may be feeling some of these symptoms that brought you to this detox. Some of the symptoms that you may be feeling like you're in toxic overload are indigestion, gas or bloating, constant diarrhea or constipation. Something in your digestive system is not right. Some of you may be suffering from allergies and sinus nonstop. Your sinuses are a huge organ of detox. Something is not right there. Some of you may be experiencing skin rashes or adult acne or strange breakouts or itchy scalp. There's something going on in your skin. Your body's trying to release something. Some of you may be getting chronic headaches or migraines. Another sign of toxic overload that so many of us are suffering from: anxiety, depression, just feeling sad, depressed, nothing can shake you out of it and you don't know why. Another one is insomnia. You can't sleep at night. Or the opposite, you're sleeping too much. You're sleeping so much, and yet you're exhausted all day. You're moving like you're moving through mud. You're just exhausted, chronic fatigue. Another one is that I used to see all the time when I owned my gym is you go and you exercise every day and you think you eat right, but you cannot drop the weight. You cannot lose this weight around the middle of your body. Your body's inflamed. There's too much acidity in your body. So what we're doing in this program is moving your body from an acidic state to an alkaline state. Not just by the food and the drink that we're going to be doing, but by alkalining the mind, right? The mind through our yoga and our meditation. You see, toxins don't just come from food. They come from toxic relationships. They come from toxic work environments and toxic thoughts that you keep telling yourself. What happens when your body is in toxic overload and those 7 organs of detox can no longer function properly? They start to throw those toxins out into the bloodstream. The toxins come in the form, they turn into your body into acid. What does acid do? Acid burns, acid corrodes, acid destroys. So here you have this beautiful body and your blood cells are flowing around your circulatory system. And then all of a sudden you get dumped with all this acid. Your beautiful little blood cells do one of 2 things. They either huddle up together, right, to protect themselves, and they form like sludge. So you have your blood cells moving through your arteries, capillaries, veins, like sludge. If your blood cells are moving like sludge, what are you going to feel like? Sludge, exhausted all the time. I know this. I have been there. The other thing that your cells do when they get dumped with acid is they form a protective membrane around them. So this protective membrane is made from mucus. Mucus is actually cholesterol, right? So here's your liver, this beautiful head honcho of detox in your body, right? That is responsible for all detoxification. But it also produces cholesterol. So when your body is in a state of inflammation from too much acid, it has to produce more cholesterol to surround the organs, the cells, the tissues with a protective layer of this cholesterol mucus. And that's why most people who come to this program feeling inflamed, feeling all those symptoms of toxic overload, also have high cholesterol because their liver is overproducing cholesterol to protect themselves from the inflammation that they feel inside. I hope this makes sense. So when your beautiful little red blood cell has protected itself with this mucus to protect the acid going in, what else happens? It also forms a barrier for all the good stuff to go in, all the things that you need to thrive, your oxygen, your vitamins, your minerals, your phytonutrients. They can't get into your cells properly. So when we give our bodies this amazing tool that God has given us, when we give our bodies a chance just for 7 days to come off all these toxic triggers, you have no idea how rapidly you start to see those nagging health issues disappear. You see, I can promise you that your parents and my parents would never even think about a detox. They didn't have to. The world has changed so rapidly in the last 20 to 30 years. I think that our children it's going to be vital, almost mandatory, that this next generation does detox programs regularly in order to just thrive and not just survive in the world. So that's why I created this program, okay? So we eliminate these toxic triggers, which are not bad things on their own. I have no problem with a little bit of sugar and a little red wine, of course, and of course a little, beautiful bread sometimes, some wheat, and I love my cheese, of course. But at a certain point, we just have to commit that we're going to give this temple, this body, a rest and come off of it. Now, let me segue from the elimination to the incorporation, because most detox programs just focus on this part, eliminating. All right, we're cutting this out. You're going to just drink green juice for 10 days, or you're going to do the maple syrup, apple cider vinegar detox for 10 days. I have no problem in a water fast or a juice fast for a couple of days. I have no problem with that. I think it's great to give your body a complete rest. Excuse me, let me grab some water here. Hydration is so key. But if you are just dumping toxins out your body and not incorporating superfoods, high vitality foods, organic foods in your body, it's going to be A, super painful, B, non-sustainable, and 3, just a nightmare. Like, who can survive without food for so long? Definitely not me. So there's zero starvation in my diet. So when we eliminate the bad boys, we incorporate what I call high vitality, organic as possible food from the source into your body. What does that mean? That means we're going to, as best as we can, I don't know where you live. Some of you are in Europe, some are in Jamaica, some are in other Caribbean islands, some are all of the United States and Canada. We're going to try to eat foods that are from close to the source as possible. Why? Because the far away you get from your source, the longer that food has to stay on the shelf, the more pesticides, the more fertilizers, the more toxins. We want you to really get as close to source as possible. And not everybody can access organic food, but as fresh and as clean as possible. So what does a day in your eating on this detox looks like? Every single morning, you start your morning with a glass of room temperature lemon or lime water, which I'll talk about. You then have your green shake. So remember, I'm trying to move your blood from an acidic state to an alkaline state. You have to alkalize to energize. So what I love about a green shake, it's, a compact, super easy, digestible way to get a lot of greens into your body, especially in the morning on an empty stomach. It's fantastic. It really helps to speed up the alkalining process. Then you're going to have a small breakfast, and lunch is the main meal of your day. We're going to follow the 80-10-10 rule, which I'll explain more about, but basically 80% of your plate is plant-based or green, 10% is animal protein, or if you're vegan or vegetarian and joining us, a vegan source of protein, and 10% is complex carbohydrates and a healthy dose of fats. So lunch is your main meal. You have an afternoon snack, and we always end the evening with soup and salad for dinner. So you have a liquid in the morning, your green shake, and a liquid at night, and nothing in your digestive system from your last meal at night to the first meal in the morning. You want to give your body your digestive system 12 hours of rest between the last thing you have at night to the first thing in the morning. Why? Because it takes your digestive system 12 good hours to go through the process of digestion, absorption, and elimination. And we're giving the digestive system a chance to do its work. All right, let me take a quick break right here and just check in. Yes, Danielle, I'm nervous about preparing the food. Oh my gosh, you have nothing to be nervous about. Vanessa. Okay, where can I find the manual? So Monique Janelle that you see here is my technical maestro behind this program. So welcome to Monique. She just placed a link in the program to the manual that has pretty much everything I'm talking about tonight. We're going to get to the food prep in a little bit. Katie and Danielle, I hear you. Trust me, I'm going to cover that soon. But basically, we incorporate what I just told you, high vitality food. So wipe your brow. There's no starvation on my program. All right. We're also going to hydrate. Let me not forget about that. We should be drinking at least half our body weight in ounces of water every day. So you get to do the math. Go on the scale. How much do you weigh? Divide that in half and make sure you're getting half your body weight in ounces of water a day. I'm going to go through that in more detail tomorrow on the live meal prep webinar that I'll be doing. So we eliminate, we incorporate, and then we accelerate. All right, I only have you for 1 week. I would love to have you for 21 days. When I first used to run these programs back in this big old house when I moved to Montego Bay, which was now 8 years ago, I used to take people for 21 days. I would cook all their meals, teach them how to cook their meals, do their yoga, their meditation, all live at my house. Those days are over, and I live in a very small townhouse. And now I have Shakti activation. And now you get to learn all this stuff for yourself. So how do we accelerate this program? How do I make sure that your body gets to an alkaline state as quick as possible, and that you start feeling really, really good as quickly as possible? So how do we accelerate the program? We accelerate it with our yoga and our breathing. Okay? My yoga classes that you're going to learn, you're going to experience, are very different probably than any other yoga classes that you've experienced in a studio. I have developed a style of yoga that goes along with my detox programs called Live Fit Yoga, which incorporates very spiritual work along with a lot of breathing. And in this particular program, I take you through a journey through the 7 chakras or energy centers of the body. Now, some of you may never have heard about this. I don't want you to worry about it or get caught up in it right now. Just open your heart and your mind. But very quickly in yoga, we believe that there are not only 72,000 energy centers running through our bodies, but that there are 7 major energy points, which these 72,000 nadis or energy centers intertwine through. Each of these 7 major points are called chakras. Chakra means a wheel. It is a certain part of your body that vibrates. And each of the chakras are connected to somewhere in your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your spiritual body. So each day we're going to focus in our yoga practice on one chakra, working our way up through the 7 chakras. We will use our yoga practice to not only clear any blocks in those chakras, but also to strengthen them. So by the end of the 7 days, we've cleared any physical, mental, emotional blocks, and we're feeling super strong. So that is the yoga part of the practice is vital for that. The meditation part of the practice, so you get 7 daily meditation practices that are anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes each. They're all completely different styles of meditation because there are thousands of meditation styles out there. And I want you to find one that really works for you. Why are we meditating? First of all, the entire world needs to meditate. The world that we're living in, again, I would go back to this, is not the same world our parents lived in. Our parents didn't have this, right? Unless you are, unless you're a teenager on this program, your parents did not have this, did not grow up with this. This tool is causing so much amazing stuff in the world to happen, but it is also keeping us non-stop firing. Our brains are so hot wired that if we don't learn now how to come out of the thinking center, the mind, the constant firing, right, of the mind, and drop into the stillness of your heart, where everything is peaceful, loving, calm, accepting, grateful, then we will combust. We will combust. There are some days I feel like I'm going to combust and I don't know what I would do without my daily meditation practice. I really don't. It is the anchor of my life, and I want to help you make it the anchor of your life too. So we accelerate through the yoga, which is designed to work on the lungs, the sinuses, the colon, the kidneys. You'll hear me talk about all the organs throughout the practices. Then we accelerate it through obviously the food that we're eating, the hydrating that we're doing, but also through our self-care practices. So a big part of self-care is rest, is sleep. We are all going to make a commitment to each other to start winding down our days at 8:30, to definitely be in bed at 9, and to be definitely lights out by 9:30, 10 o'clock at the latest, so that you can get your 8 hours of sleep. Sleep is so vitally important, not just to your physical health, but to your mental health as well. And it's when your body does its work of naturally detoxing. So we're going to get really serious about sleep and rest. I'm also going to be teaching you some self-care techniques like a dry brush massage, which works on the lymphatic system, and oil pulling, an ancient Ayurvedic technique of using coconut oil and swishing it around your mouth to help you just to clean your digestives, the mouth, your gums, and remembering that the mouth is the first organ of digestion in your body. So we accelerate the program through our yoga, our meditation, our breathing, our rest, our self-care. And then we motivate. So we've eliminated, incorporated, accelerated, and then we motivate each other. Have you ever tried to do a detox on your own? It is not easy. It is really hard. So it is super important for all of us to be in that live Facebook, that private Facebook group. And Monique, if you could just post a link to that, please, in the chat, that would be great. Otherwise, it is in your manual. All right. So we are going to be in that group every day. We're going to express ourselves. We're going to share our wins. We're going to say, hey, I learned to make flaxseed crackers today, or hey, I learned how to make pumpkin soup. It's delicious. Oh my God, I got my 8 hours sleep last night. I love that yoga class. I really resonated with that meditation. It's a place for us, our home. It's our little ashram for this week that we have ahead, okay? So, and then hopefully the last part of the program is that I reinstate you back into your new normal life with all of these tools in your big toolbox, where meditation, yoga, breathing, healthy eating, self-care, radical rest become part of your daily life, so that you can go about whatever it is you do in the world and do better. Okay, I want you to go out into the world and just shine your light. So a lot of you are talking about meal prep. I know that is the hardest part. We are all so busy, but I can tell you, if Sharon Fian could go from hopeless in the kitchen to 7 years later writing a cookbook, right? If I could do that, then so can you. This is an incredible compilation of all of the recipes that I have taken people through, that I learned myself, taught myself, created myself, along with, of course, my amazing lady that works with me, Miss Nang. But I learned to do that, okay? Because I was in a health crisis. And I realized that in order for me to solve my health crises, I had to get into the kitchen and I had to do it myself. I had to learn to find gluten-free substitutes. Before the word gluten-free was even a thing, I found out I had a gluten intolerance when I did my first detox. I had to go in the kitchen and figure out ways I could still get that crunchy granola type taste in my mouth without gluten and wheat. right? I had to go into the kitchen and create salad dressings because I knew I had to eat more greens. I had to go and learn how to eat more light at night instead of sitting down to a meal of rice and peas and chicken and our normal Jamaican diet. I had to go in the kitchen myself. And if you don't learn to do that yourself, you're going to be continuously on this hamster wheel. So just for you, I've created a meal prep webinar, or I'll be conducting a meal prep webinar tomorrow at 11 a.m. Now, I am so sorry to throw all of this stuff at you so quickly. I normally do the meal prep webinar on the weekend, but I had some amazing opportunity. I'll just let you know, I got invited by Athleta, the clothing brand Athleta, to go to Miami and to teach a yoga class and launch my cookbook at Athleta on Lincoln Road on South Beach this weekend, which kind of came out of the blue and is incredible. So that meal prep webinar had to be pushed to tomorrow at 11. Don't worry if you can't take time off to watch it. It will be about 45 minutes tomorrow at 11 a.m. Jamaica time. Don't worry, there will be a replay. You'll get the replay. It will also be posted in the Facebook group. So don't worry about that. But meal prepping is key. And I'm going to show you how you can meal prep your breakfast, your shakes, your breakfast, how you can meal prep your lunch from the night before in 5 minutes so it's ready to go out the door with you in the morning if you have to go to work, your afternoon snacks, how to meal prep your soup and salads. I've got you. I'm going to take you through that journey. So one more thing before I wrap up. What I did is in here you have 3 or 4 different recipes for a green shake in the morning, for breakfast ideas, for lunch, for your afternoon snacks, for your dinner, your soup and salad at dinner. You do not have to follow these recipes. As long as you're following the principles of no bad boys, no sugar, no alcohol, no wheat, no dairy, no acidic producing foods, no processed foods, and you have to go out to dinner with somebody and you're eating a soup and a salad for dinner, or you're having a lunch that follows the 80-10-10 rule, I am fine with that, okay? You don't have to become a monk this week, but as best as possible, I want you to use these recipes because they're there and they're so easy to follow and you know exactly what you're getting, okay? Are there any questions around that? Any questions? Hi, Stacey Ann, you're joining late, no worries, and you're going to get the replay so that you can catch up on what you missed. Hi, Sharon, are we allowed to have fruit? Awesome question. Hi, Marsha. So remember, we're eliminating sugar. Fruits. So this is something I hear all the time. So a lot of people say, oh, I'm just like you. I have a green shake every day. I have a shake every morning. I put in banana, papaya, pineapple, naseberry, mango, coconut. I have all my fruits in the morning, a big shake. So fruits are amazing. They're God's gift, God's sugar gift to us. But for this week, and you'll notice in all of my shake recipes, it only calls for 1 fruit, 1 serving of fruit. And then you can have another fruit in the afternoon as your snack. But that is the most fruits I'd like you to have throughout this program a day, just 1 day, because we just are cutting back on the sugar. I also want you to note that in some of my recipes, you'll see a tiny bit of honey. Yes, honey is essentially turns into sugar in the body. It's just a small amount. And I want you to not worry about it because if there's any sweetener that is okay in your diet, it's a little bit of honey. Now, I don't want you to be spooning that into your tea and all of that. There's a few recipes in here that call for a tiny bit of honey. Please, use it at your discretion, but we're going to eliminate sugar as best as possible. What about bananas? Bananas are fine in your shake. And oh my gosh, you guys are going to love this first shake here. One of my super favorite all-time shakes. banana cacao rama, which is banana with almond milk and greens and raw cacao powder. So good. So let me go here. There are some questions here. So Elizabeth has asked, where can I get hemp seeds? So there's a fabulous recipe for hemp protein breakfast bars. Don't worry, this is not the hemp that makes you high. I'm not giving you ganja to eat, guys. Hemp protein, the seed of the hemp plant, is actually one of the best sources of protein that you can get. And Elizabeth, I know you are in Jamaica. Adwa, the health food store in Montego Bay, should have it. Otherwise, Natural Health in Kingston will have it. And if you remind me, let me just write it here, Natural Health. Natural Health. There are 2 stores in Kingston, and they have everything, and they will actually send it to you anywhere in Jamaica by Tara. This is Monica. I do intermittent fasting, 16/8. Can I do the program with this eating program? So Monica does intermittent fasting. Monica, this is so funny because without even knowing intermittent fasting is the latest buzzword of the last 12 months, right? And a lot of people are doing it, and I think to an extent it's good. We're actually fasting from our last meal at night 12 hours. If you have been intermittent fasting for a while and this 16-hour break works for you, go for it. Go for it. That's fine. Just make sure that you're getting all of your nutrients by following the program. Even if you give your body a 16-hour rest, that's okay. So good with you. My little take on all of this, guys, is that I owned a gym for yoga center, fitness center for 14 years. I've been around a long time on this journey, and I've seen every single diet come and go. And every year there are 1 or 2 great, new fads, and everybody's on them. Intermittent fasting or the keto diet is one of the, the one of 2019, the diets of 2019. And all diets have value. What I do and what I'm teaching you guys is not a diet, but a lifestyle. And this is a way of eating that is going to not just nourish your body, but it's going to bring your body to its optimal weight for sure. Because once your body gets to an alkaline state, you have the energy and vitality, you let go of cravings, things just balance out. I've seen it over and over and over again. So intermittent fasting and giving the body, I am not a nutritionist. I am not going to say I know all the science behind intermittent fasting, but I definitely can say that 12-hour rest at night is a key to life. I practice that all the time. Of course, sometimes we go out for dinner, we party, whatever, it doesn't happen. But generally, once I finish dinner at 7:30, I only drink water or herbal tea before bed. That's it. It's so great to give your body a long rest. And I just find I feel so much better. Okay, Stacey Ann, not sure, I missed it. When will we get the grocery list? Stacey Ann, you got in your email this beautiful, I don't even know how many pages this is. A lot of pages, detox manual. And in there is your shopping list. Let me just find it. Here it is. It's your shopping list, right? I'm begging you guys, look at your menu. Plan out the first 3 days. I'm going to tell you about this on your webinar tomorrow. Plan out the first 3 days. Okay, maybe I want to try that banana rama shake for breakfast. And I want to do those hemp protein bars. I'm going to make those. And I'm going to do 2 types of salad for the first 3 days. I'll switch them up. And I would like to try this soup. And I'll just eat that same soup for 3 days. Those are the things that you're going to shop for. And also check your pantry. You may have some of these ingredients already. So it's in here, Stacey Ann. What about exercising? Do you have any suggestions? Oh, hi, Doc. How are you? So your yoga is going to be quite energetic. If you're like me and you need a little bit more, because I'm just, been a fitness junkie all my life. I love my yoga, but I also need a little bit more. I would suggest doing the yoga practice. And if it's not enough for you, taking a walk in the night would be great. Whatever it is, I want you to get what I call your hour of power. I want you to get out there and start exercising and moving your body. If you are the opposite, if you are a gym rat and you're like, oh my God, I can't give up the gym for a week, because I understand you, I'm like that too. I'm gonna invite you to think about not going to the gym and just giving your body this week to just do the yoga and the meditation practices and take a gentle walk and just be a little more gentle with your body. So those are my suggestions. Jules, hi Jules. I hope you were there to hear my coffee comments before. Hi, read the soups. Should it be one of the three you list? Or can it be any of the other soups from your book, like the chicken soup, etc., or stick to these three? And what is the salad that you have with the soup? Great question, Jules. So if you have the cookbook, or there's also a link down here to order it, then and you like, there's a soup in there that you love making, go ahead and make that, because all of my soups are designed around the detox. If you don't have the book, there are 3 soups there listed. You can do any soup as long as it doesn't have sugar. Sugar, yes, or wheat or dairy or, dumpling or anything like that in the soup, okay? So you can use any of the soups from my book or stick to one of these 3 or, all of these 3. What I like to do, and I'll show you tomorrow, is I make one big batch of soup and I batch it into 16-ounce containers and I freeze it. So every night when I come home, actually before I leave to go out for the day, I'll pull one out of the freezer, stick it in the fridge so it naturally defrosts, so you don't have to throw it in the microwave, and you have your soups there ready for you. Okay, so hope that answered your question. Oh, and what salad do you have with your soup? You can use the leftover salad that you have for lunch, extra salad, and have that with your soup. Okay, let me see if there are anyone. Okay. All right, so I hope I've answered all of those questions. Now I want to end with one more thing. I would love you to look at this page, A Day in the Life of Your Detox. So it says 6 a.m. rise and shine. Now, I've put some times on here that work for me. You may have a completely different schedule, okay? So I put 6 a.m. rise and shine. And please adjust your wake up time. Some of you may have to wake up at 5 a.m. in order to do what you need to do. You're going to drink your lemon water in the morning, and then you're going to go straight to your yoga practice. Now, if you do not have that time in the morning to do a yoga practice, maybe you have 3 kids and you have to be out the door and you have to make lunch plans, blah, 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 then I want you to do your meditation practice in the morning and then your yoga practice in the evening. Either way, schedule yourself so that you do your daily meditation and yoga. It is so vital to the success of this program and will be life-changing for you. So ideally, you do your yoga practice in the morning, then you jump in the shower, then you make your smoothie, and I want you to have your smoothie on an empty stomach. Then you have your small breakfast half an hour after your smoothie. Maybe already you're on the way to work, so it's with you to have when you get to work. Lunch is your main meal. You're going to prep that from the night before. Take it with you if you're going off to work. I don't want you to eat out of a container. I'd like you to try to plate your food and start to learn to eat mindfully. Give thanks for your food. Slow down, take a couple breaths, and eat mindfully. In the afternoon, I'd like you to have a small snack with herbal tea or coconut water. In the evening, when you come home from work, before you get into preparing food for your family or whatever, I'd like you to take that 15 minutes of meditation. And I have included one self-inquiry question for you to answer every day. It's just an amazing time to check in with yourself, with your life, how you're doing. It's the timing of this program could not be better. Here we are at the end of the first 3 months, January, February, March, gone, poof, like that. Like, how did that happen, right? So we are using this week to just take stock. Where are we with our intentions and the goals that we set in January of 2019? Where are we? How are we doing? How are we feeling? Let's reassess. And then let us think about making new intentions so that we go into the next 3 months with a mindset that sets us up for success. In fact, I wanted to just briefly mention that every year I do a webinar where I take people through this workshop. I don't know if you guys see this backwards. It looks backwards when I see it in the thing here, but it says reflect, renew, and reinvent. It's a beautiful workshop that I usually host at the end of the year in November to help you to reflect on your past and make goals for your new year. But we're going to do this sometime during the week on Facebook. I'm going to take you through a reflection of your last 3 months, January, February, March. We're going to renew our intentions and we're going to reinvent ourselves. So that's going to be a little bonus thing that we're going to do. Anyway, back to then, we're going to do your 6 p.m. or in the afternoon meditation practice, self-inquiry question. I would love for you to have your dinner by 7 o'clock, 7:30 at the latest, your soup and salad. And then in the evening by 8:30, you start to wind down. You start to maybe take an Epsom salts bath, which that's all in the manual, or take a 20-minute walk. And by 9 o'clock, I want all electronic devices off. Ooh, my phone is so dirty. All electronic devices off. Okay, and at least by 10 o'clock, lights out. All right, that's a day in the life of your detox. Virginia Burke, is almond flour back in the market? Great question. In Jamaica, there was a shortage of almond flour. Virginia, I think it is, but if not, we can make your own almond flour, right? I can teach you how to do that. So if there's not, I can teach you how to do that. Jules, I answered that question. What is the salad that you have in your soup? Any kind of fresh green salad. And I've given you some 3 yummy salad dressings that you can make. Is it fine? Great question, Minaski. Hi! So good to see you. Is it fine to skip the snack, or should we make it a point to eat something between lunch and dinner? If you're not hungry, you don't need to eat between lunch and dinner. But I would like you to have your 3 meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you don't feel like your snack, that's fine. But do be sure to hydrate. Hi, Lorraine. Can you please post a link to the Facebook group? I don't think I've been accepted. If Monique is still on, Monique who's just had twins and probably had to jump off. Lorraine, I'm going to go I've accepted a ton of people into the Facebook private page. Maybe I haven't seen your name up there yet, but I'll go in right after this and add you in. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Let me see if there's one more question. Or did I answer everybody? Yes, I answered those. Does anybody have any other questions before we close this tonight? Okay, not seeing any other questions. Please be sure to print your detox manual. Be sure to go in and ask to be accepted into the Facebook Live page. Be sure to try to be on the webinar, meal prep webinar tomorrow, or at least watch the replay. And I'm here for you. So without further ado, please let's end this beautiful webinar, this time together. Just bring your hands in prayer together, your heart, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale it out. Thank you so much for allowing me to take you on this journey of transformation. Thank you for those that are rejoining us again for the second and some of you third time. Thank you to whatever led you to come to this program at this time with this incredible group of like-minded souls all on the same path. It is my honor and privilege to serve you on this journey. Namaste. Have a beautiful evening, everybody. Any questions at all, fly me back an email, post it on the Facebook group, because if you have a question, no doubt others will have one too. Thank you for listening. And I'm so looking forward with all my heart to taking you on this journey, on this program. Good night. Namaste.